Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us here live on our Facebook. This is Jorden. Jorden, you're with Valley Rehab. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you guys do.
Yes, we are a mobile physical therapy company based here in Sacramento.
Okay. So you help people who've had injuries kind of regain the use and mobility and things like that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's probably one of the most common cases that we get, especially people who have some type of surgery and who need to get back to their prior level of function.
Cool. For us, I know we're very concerned about people and safety in their homes, right?
Mhm.
So why don't you talk to us about some of the common trip and fall hazards in people's homes?
Yeah, this happens a lot, and this is a huge factor of why people actually get hip and knee surgery. Is they'll have a fall, they'll hurt something, they'll break something, and then they need us to help them out after their surgery. So they happen a lot in the home. We spend the majority of our time in our homes, and a lot of people don't realize how unsafe their homes are. So, for example, the most places where trips and falls happen are actually in the bathroom. And as you can imagine, it's typically a place where there are mats, water, tiles, slippery surfaces, and a lot of things can go wrong real fast. So typically, I will educate people around what type of mats they should use in the bathroom. You don't want like shag mats are just too high. You want something a little bit low profile and sticky on the back so it stays planted wherever you have it. The worst thing you can do is when you get out of the shower or you're stepping onto a mat and it slips underneath you and you go with it. Um, Other than that, another place that people have a lot of trips and falls in the home are transition. So when they're stepping down into the garage or stepping out of their back sliding, door into their patio, their backyard, whenever there's that transition, there's usually like that 2 or 3 gap that they can easily trip or fall over. It happens a lot.
Yeah, I know myself now that I'm got trifocals or progressive lenses. When you look down, you're using the reading glasses, so things are closer than they appear in the mirror, right?
Yep. Yep.
And then as we get older, we're not able to catch ourselves as easy either.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, and when when someone's looking to check to see if someone like if you're thinking about your mom, right? Or
Yeah.
how should you be looking to see if something might be a hazard or might put somebody at risk? Or something about the person maybe that makes you think, oh man, why better think about mom falling?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of factors to consider. So let's focus on the person themselves. Like you said, if it's your mom, number one, you want to see, like you were talking about, vision. Is vision impaired at all? Do they wear glasses, or do they have a hard time seeing things? Because if you can't see something, you can't step over it properly. Other than that, it's balance. How well is their balance? Do they have a hard time getting up from their chair? Does it take them a while? Does your loved one, do they use a cane or a walker or some type of assisted device? Typically, those are all signs that trips and falls can be in the near future. And so you want to pay attention to those cues, and then from there, you can help assist them. For instance, if they do have vision impairment, make sure that there's nothing on the ground in front of them that they can't see. So, I mean, common one at my house is any kind of toys or any kind of like low profile thing on the ground, a magazine holder, something that they'd have a hard time seeing. You want to remove that from the most common paths, going from kitchen to the living room to the bedroom. Make sure the paths are clear as one of the easier things you can do to help them out.
Right. So how do you help patients maintain a slip? Because I know once you're working with them, you got to make sure they don't fall again, right?
Yes. Yes.
So you guys do you do assessments, or how do you guys do that?
Yeah. So on our first visit, we do a home safety evaluation and assessment. And so we focus on our patients, number one, and we see what type of issues they're having. We'll actually watch them walk. And so when you see someone walk, you can see a lot of issues. You can see how their cadence is. You can see how if they're shuffling their feet, if they're lifting their legs, and you can start to recognize that this may be a person who doesn't have great balance. And then that triggers for us, hey, we can work on balance, we can work on strengthening, we can work on range of motion to make sure all those will play into maintaining, number one, the person safe. And then the environment we focus on second. So in the environment, we'll look at anything from, do they have grab bars in their home already? You know, grab bars are an indicator that, you know, a loved one was concerned and wanted to put some extra, you know, hold bars where they may need it, usually in the bathroom. Those are an indicator that they may use those a lot. And so making sure that they're using those grab bars properly when they're getting up or transitioning to, you know, from the tub to the shower to the bathroom.
And I know myself, sometimes people aren't experts at it and they put them the wrong kind or the wrong angle, and or people don't know how to use a grab bar properly. So you got to do that. So would you suggest, if somebody's really worried, maybe they've fallen once and they didn't hurt themselves, but they're worried about it, would you recommend them getting a home safety assessment?
Definitely. Yeah. And, you know, loved ones have, are great and they can do an assessment. We typically, our PTs and OTs, they're trained to look at things through a more fine-tuned lens. And so I would definitely recommend, because they can show things to your loved one and remove things and teach them how to use their, you know, use their home safely. And so I would definitely recommend it if they have any concerns, just to get the home safety evaluation and make sure that all those hazards are removed.
Right. And, you know, so you have therapists who will perform that on their first visit. Do you have a way for somebody to do that if somebody's not your patient yet?
Yeah, so we typically do it on our first visit because we want to catch everything up front, because our number one goal is to make sure people stay out of the hospitals and stay healthy and progress. And we can't do that with something inhibiting it. You know, if they're not our patient, I would say, you know, they can call us and we can give them some tips and tricks of what they can look for, kind of like what we're discussing now. You know, here's some things that you can do in your mom or dad's home to make sure that they're not going to trip or fall, or here's some hazards that we've seen. So yeah, they're more than welcome to reach out to us and we can kind of guide them through some of the steps.
And we do know some home safety folks who are contractors who've gone through home safety stuff too. So we can do that. We can help them with that as well. You know, I think one of the worst things is if you fall in your bathroom and you can't get back up.
Yep.
Being stuck in your bathroom for a really long time.
Yeah.
Can be really catastrophic. Yeah, catastrophic. So there's also other safety devices that people can have that look like Apple Watches now. And a friend of mine, Boyd, sells those, and there's others available. So there's that. But if you have fallen and you do want to have home rehab work done, you guys are the people to call, right? valleyrehab.org?
Yep. They can visit us online or they can call our office.
And what's your number?
916-209-0235.
Right. And you guys create a plan for them personally?
We do.
And help them along with that and monitor their progress to make sure that they're safe at home?
Exactly. Each one of our patients has a custom plan of care specific for them.
Okay, great. So if anybody had any quick questions to throw in here now, this would be the time to throw them up and we'll get them asked of Jorden. In the meantime, Jorden, how did you get into this?
You know, it's kind of been a long journey, but I found that my buddy Steve was running a home health staffing company, and I really wanted to get into healthcare. So we discussed, and he actually had an idea for an outpatient mobile model that, because a lot of people coming off home health would love more therapy, but they have to drive to a clinic. So we made it so we can deliver therapy to them. And honestly, it's been great. We've been able to help a lot of people in their homes, because if you go to a clinic, they can't see your home environment. They don't have eyes and ears on everything going on. And so it's just one further step to be able to help people, you know, where they live and create a safe and comfortable environment for them.
Right. And giving them real world advice, like how to get up off the toilet safely, you know? You know, I don't know about you, but I always freak out when my older relatives fall because, you know, a broken hip a lot of times can be catastrophic, and we can lose them
Yes.
from that. So, and then have that therapy, follow-up therapy is what makes the difference for people. And then getting their home safe again. So, hey, thanks, Jorden, for everything that you're doing for the community. And you got a great business. We look forward to it. If anybody maybe has somebody at home who they think maybe we should check in on their safety, we're happy to talk to them. Just give us a call. Or if somebody has a house that they want to sell for cash, obviously you can call us too for that. 916-476-2381. Really appreciate everyone for tuning in to our Facebook Live series, and hopefully, there's value here for you all. Bye.